Isn't it funny? But it's not funny at all. That you think that the relationship is going a certain way, things are flowing, things are happening, and then there's the discard. What does that mean? And I'm going to look at this in the video. What actually happens when the narcissist discards you? Hello and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing what actually happens when the narcissist discards you. I know that a lot of us have actually probably faced this, have experienced this, but what actually does the final discard actually mean? I'm going to be exploring this in the video. So, the final discard. It means that the narcissist no longer wants to communicate with you, that they no longer want to have any interaction with you. And this is very hurtful because for most of us, we didn't know that this was happening. We didn't know that actually this was coming. So we're kind of like a little bit bewildered by this. And the final discard doesn't mean it's the final discard. I'm going to talk about this. Okay, so with the discard, what happens was that the narcissist grew bored. And it's not that because you are boring, it's not because you've done anything wrong, they have just simply grown bored. And the reason for that is because you weren't conforming. You weren't doing what you were supposed to do. So the narcissist in their mind has basically thought, this person is redundant to me. This person is figuring out. This person isn't behaving the way that I expect them or want them to. Remember, narcissists are all about control. They're always about, you know, wanting things done their way. So when you're not doing things the way that they want you to do, this is the punishment, okay? They will remove all communication, and it's a little bit different to the silent treatment, but not really. It is, but it isn't, because actually, yeah, you don't have any sort of communication from the narcissist. They've gone all silent on you, but how do you know that this is the final discard? How do you know that this is the final end? Usually, they have more supply, they have other supply that they are contacting, and they're probably trying to set that up. That's how we know that this is the final discard. But even though they do that and they go silent treatment on you, it doesn't mean it's the end. And I know that this is a really weird analogy, but it doesn't mean it's the end, simply because they will probably try and get in contact with you at a later stage. So, going back to what we were saying, the narcissist has cut contact because they are trying to get you to conform. They are all about control, and you are not doing what they have wanted you to do. Maybe you have realized, maybe you don't want to play this game anymore. Maybe it's because you want answers. Maybe you deserve those answers. Actually, it's not a maybe. You do deserve those answers, and you're trying to figure out what actually is going on here. And so you started to ask questions, and they don't like this. So instead of providing you the answers like a healthy person would, they will remove all contact. They will remove interaction from you because you are asking too much questions or things that they don't want to explain to you. They actually, it's not that they don't want to, I would say, let me rephrase that. I don't think they have the bandwidth to be able to explain actually what's going on here. So you're asking them something that they have no idea about how to explain or how to provide answers for you. This is the same kind of principle as closure. You want to know where you stand. You want to know where this is going. You kind of want to understand this per se, but they can't provide you those answers, which is why I always say, don't try and get closure. Don't try and understand this behavior, because you're not going to. And the narcissist is never going to be able to explain to you because they don't understand it. They don't really know what's going on. So they can't provide you something that you are looking for. So when they have removed all communication, what they're doing is they're annoyed at you. They are irritated by you, and you have failed them in some way. This is what they're thinking, not that you have actually failed them, but they are thinking you have failed them in some way. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. So the narcissist can't control the outcome because you're asking too many questions, you're behaving differently. Things are going in a different direction, and the narcissist is not able to control that. So what they do is they remove themselves because it's easier. They don't have to provide any sort of explanation or any sort of answers to you. The narcissist, in their mind, in order to make this believable in their mind, they will then put the blame onto you, meaning that they in their mind sort of orchestrate this situation that actually the fault is with you, like you have done something wrong, because it gives them validation to then go and move on to somebody else. And not that they need the validation, but it gives them an excuse to be able then to pursue other people or other love interests. So this is what I mean by the discard. It means that they are pursuing other people because they need to get their needs met. This new person doesn't know about the narcissist. They don't know that they are toxic. They don't know that they do these things. So this new person isn't going to be asking questions. They're going to be providing validation to the narcissist. And this suits the narcissist right down to the ground because it's easy. They don't have to provide explanation. It's easy. This new supply, this new person is just going to believe what the narcissist is saying. They're going to believe anything that the narcissist is feeding them because they don't know any better. They don't know the narcissist like you do, which is why these relationships don't have longevity. You can't have a long-term relationship with a narcissist because you're going to see through it. You're going to see through what is going on here. So the narcissist is in a better position because this new person, this new supply doesn't know anything, and the narcissist can spin their lies and they can create this illusion that this new person is really falling for, which provides the narcissist the validation that they need, and that's what they're doing. And it is really as simple as that. It's just validation and attention that the narcissist really wants. So you've also got to understand that with the new supply, this also has a sell-by date, because at some point this new supply is going to clock on. They're going to know that actually what's going on here. They're going to start asking questions too. By that time, the narcissist is also going to discard them. They're not going to provide answers because why should they? They don't have the bandwidth. That person, the new supply, has disappointed them in some respect, which is why the narcissist then tries to contact old supply or get more new supply. Can you see where this is going? This is so easy for the narcissist. Just get new people or get the old people that don't realize. So you see, when the discard happens, it doesn't mean that it's a final goodbye, because the narcissist will try. And I've talked about this in videos, you know, like the narcissist is watching you. Yeah. They are watching you. They are, even though maybe they haven't contacted you for weeks, months, maybe even years, they're still watching you because they need to know what their old supply is doing, because they need to know whether they can get in contact with them. They need to know whether they can somehow get their needs met by this person. And the people who they don't contact is when you go no contact, when you stop all communication. So they're not going to attempt to get in some sort of interaction with that person because that person has said, no, I don't want to anymore. So this is why no contact really does work. Just because the narcissist doesn't communicate with you at this certain time, like for example with the smear campaign, with the discard, doesn't mean that they're not going to contact you later on. It might not be like a, you know, really obvious way of them contacting you via like text or phone, you know, it might be, or email, you know, it might be in other ways, maybe through other people. So you need to be aware that this is another avenue of them trying to get to you. Maybe through other people, maybe through other means. You know, this is what you've got to be kind of really aware and really understand, that the narcissist, just because they're not in contact with you for that period of time doesn't mean that's the end. So the discard isn't the end. The silent treatment isn't the end, because it doesn't mean just because they've moved on and have got a different person. They're going to come back in some shape or form. They're going to come back. So the narcissist isn't able to fully attach healthily in a relationship to another person, to bond to them. But they're also not able to detach from another person. They have these people for life. And if you are going to be in contact with a narcissist and continue and allow this communication to come through, then they are going to keep contacting you and they are going to keep abusing you, because they're going to give you lies, and they are going to psychologically and emotionally abuse you, because they can't give you what it is that you're looking for. If you're looking for answers, I'm sorry, but they're not going to be able to give you that, because they are not able to. They don't have the bandwidth, they don't have the understanding to be able to do that. So what I would say to you guys is this, you know, like you're trying to understand the discard. And it's really hard, because if you're someone that's come out of this relationship, you know, quite early stages of your healing journey, then one thing that you have to understand is that the narcissist is not going to provide the answers that you are looking for. You have to make your own closure and understand that this person is not okay. This person isn't healthy. And so you're trying to understand this person from a different viewpoint or a different perspective to yourself. I think with these individuals, I think the best way to protect yourself if you have been discarded is understand that this isn't because you're not good enough. This isn't because you weren't of value to the narcissist. You were for a short period of time, but you were always going to be transactional. You were always going to be replaceable, because these people don't connect in a way that we do in our relationships. They don't have that emotional maturity and the understanding to be able to give and take. They just take, they don't give. And so please know that it's not because you've done anything wrong or you're not good enough. It's just simply because they don't know any other way to be. And this is the crux of the actual disorder, is the interpersonal relationships that they have with people that are so problematic. And this isn't going to change just because they're with a new person. Actually, the cycle still continues. It doesn't change. It's not correctable, if that makes sense. So guys, I really hope that this video helps. If you are someone that is going through a discard and wants further support, please do contact me, because I do offer one-to-one consultations, or you can join a supportive community through my journaling hub. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.